Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Here's what Joy-Anna Duggar says is the biggest misconception about her family. Joy-Anna Duggar revealed the biggest misconception about her family, which may surprise some fans and followers. The Counting On star and her husband, Austin Forsyth, appeared recently on the Unplanned podcast with some never-before-talked-about things. Austin discussed some of the incidents that have happened because they are part of the Duggar family, saying there are crazies out there. While talking to the podcast hosts, the couple discussed some misconceptions about being a Duggar or part of the family. The biggest one about their family has to do with Jim Bob Duggar. Joy-Anna Duggar denies Jim Bob Duggar has control. Joy-Anna Duggar talked about the biggest misconception about her family is that Jim Bob Duggar controls her social media and her YouTube channel. She reiterated that she and Austin Forsyth are their own family. They control what they do and don't put out. Matt, one of the Unplanned podcast hosts, revealed that he was guilty of headlines dictating how he thought about the family, including wondering whether the couple had a relationship with her parents, Michelle and Jim Bob. Joy's take on the matter is interesting because Jill Duggar revealed a side of her father in her book, Counting the Cost, which alleged he wanted to control things even after she married Derek Dillard. Critics know that Joy has worked hard to remain in her parents' good graces so that she could spend time with her sisters who still lived at the big house. She even did some content for her YouTube channel with her sisters. Joy-Anna Duggar and Jill Duggar seemingly have a tense relationship. Jill Duggar was once the buddy teen leader of which Joy-Anna Duggar was part. They were close growing up, but that appears to have changed. Joy was asked about Jill and Jinger Duggar's books, but only Jinger was mentioned. She glossed over Jill completely and heavily alluded that she was the reason her family nearly fell apart in 2023. Speaking her truth has caused rifts in the family, and Joy outed herself as one of the strained relationships Jill often mentions but never goes into detail about. Things may not ever be the same between the sisters, but they make do when they attend family gatherings, so they look like one big happy family. Joy-Anna Duggar Forsyth, one of the most well-known members of the Duggar family from 19 kids and counting on, has grown up under the intense scrutiny of the public eye. The world has seen her family grow, face challenges, and live out their faith on national television. While many people believe they know the Duggars inside and out, Joy-Anna believes there are still major misconceptions about her family that outsiders don't quite understand. One of the biggest, she says, revolves around how people perceive their religious values, family structure, and how they truly live their day-to-day lives. The misunderstanding of religious beliefs. At the core of the Duggar family's lifestyle is their Christian faith, which has shaped the way they live, parent, and interact with the world. Many have labeled the Duggars as being part of a religious cult or having extreme restrictive beliefs. But Joy-Anna insists that this label is inaccurate and harmful as it fails to capture the depth and nuance of their personal faith journey. People think we're part of some kind of controlling religious sect where we don't have any free will, Joy-Anna said in a candid conversation. But that's just not true. Our faith is incredibly important to us, and it guides our lives, but that doesn't mean we don't have choices or think for ourselves. She acknowledged that their beliefs might appear more conservative than mainstream Christianity, but Joy-Anna was quick to point out that their family practices their faith out of personal conviction, not out of pressure or manipulation. According to her, their relationship with God is a personal one, and each Duggar sibling has taken ownership of their own spiritual path. We're encouraged to explore our faith, ask questions, and really make it our own. This includes how they approach topics like modesty, courtship, and parenting. These values are often perceived as strict, but Joy-Anna shared that many decisions are left up to personal preference and prayer. There's no rule book that says we have to do things a certain way. Our parents gave us a framework, but we get to decide what works for our own families, she explained, adding that she and her husband, Austin Forsyth, have adapted some Duggar traditions but also carved out their own ways of doing things. The misconception about parental control. Another major misconception Joy-Anna addressed is the idea that their parents, Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar, are overly controlling or dominate their children's lives well into adulthood. To outsiders, it might seem like the Duggar children are bound by strict family rules, but Joy-Anna clarified that the reality is much more relaxed than people assume. When you have a big family, there needs to be structure and organization. Otherwise, it's chaos, she laughed. My parents had to put certain guidelines in place, but they always wanted us to think for ourselves and make our own decisions when we were ready. Joy Anna noted that many people believe Jim, Bob, and Michelle make all the major decisions for their children, especially in regard to who they marry and how they raise their families. However, she emphasized that while their parents offer guidance, they do not dictate their lives. My parents never forced me to marry Austin. We chose each other because we wanted to be together and felt like it was the right choice for us. She admitted that their family's emphasis on courtship over dating may seem strange to those outside their faith, but for the Duggars, it was a method that aligned with their values of commitment and intentionality. Courtship was our way of getting to know each other with the purpose of marriage. But it wasn't like this rigid, no touching, no talking process. We were allowed to be ourselves and build a real relationship. Joy Anna explained that as she and her siblings grew older, their parents encouraged them to take responsibility for their own decisions, and now that she's an adult with her own family, she and Austin make their choices based on what they feel is best for them. Media distortion and misrepresentation. One of the most frustrating aspects of being in the public eye, according to Joy Anna, is the way the media distorts and exaggerates their family dynamics. Over the years, various media outlets and social media commentators have painted the Duggar family as extreme, scandal-ridden, or out of touch with reality. Joy Anna feels that this portrayal is unfair and often overlooks the genuine love and closeness that exists within their large family. People see a headline or a clip from our show and think they know everything about us. But what you see on TV is just a tiny part of our lives. Joy Anna said, "We're a real family with ups and downs, and we don't always get it right. But we love each other deeply, and we're there for each other no matter what." She pointed out that many of the controversies surrounding the family, such as the scandals involving her older brother Josh, have overshadowed the good things about their family and their faith. While she did not shy away from acknowledging the difficulties, Joy Anna urged people to remember that every family has struggles, and the Duggars are no different. We've had hard times, just like any family. But that doesn't define who we are. There's so much more to us than the mistakes or missteps of one person. Joy Anna also spoke about the challenges of raising her own children in the spotlight, knowing that they, too, might one day face public scrutiny. She and Austin have been intentional about balancing privacy with sharing parts of their lives with fans, but they are also cautious about the pressures of public life. We want our kids to grow up with as much normalcy as possible, but we also want to be open and honest with our fans. It's a balance we're still figuring out. A family of individuals, ultimately, Joy Anna Duggar Forsyth wants the world to understand that the Duggars are not a monolith. Each sibling is an individual with their own thoughts, dreams, and ways of living out their values. We're not all the same, she stressed. We may share the same last name, but we each have our own path. Joy Anna highlighted the diversity within the Duggar family, noting that some siblings have chosen to live more traditionally, while others have embraced different lifestyles. "Look at Jinger," she said, referencing her sister who has moved to Los Angeles and adopted a more modern approach to fashion and family life. She's living her life in a way that's true to her, and we all support her in that. Joy Anna concluded by saying that the biggest misconception about her family is that they are defined by their faith, rules, or past controversies. Instead, she hopes people will see them as a family of individuals who, like anyone else, are doing their best to navigate life's challenges with love and faith. At the end of the day, we're just a big family that loves each other. We don't have it all figured out, but we're trying. And I think that's something everyone can relate to.